Here we have a first edition of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz by Frank Baum and illustrations by William Wallace Denslow. I'm Pom Harrington and I'm from Peter Harrington Books, and I'd like to show to you today this first edition. There are several states and issues of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, and it's the first of the Oz series and represented a bit of a publishing challenge. The 24 illustrations by Denslow were very expensive to produce, and they actually had to make corrections as they went through it. So what we end up with is a mishmash of states and issue points. And to get a true first issue is actually very, very hard. And what you need are certain points. And if I can start off by showing you one of the plate points. In the very first state of the book, up here we have the moon, and there's two horns in the moon there. And that's only in the very first state of the book, and is corrected without them later on. There's typos. I'm going to go to page 81, and one of the easy typos to spot at the bottom here is pieces, and you can see it's misspelt there, and that's corrected in later states. Another plate which is very important is on page 92. There's an horizon there in red, and that's removed in later states. So with these points and others, you actually have a true first state of the text in illustrations, which is scarce enough. However, this copy actually has one other very important point. There's two variations on the binding, and I'm just going to show you the binding over here. Very simply, at the bottom of the spine here, it's got the publisher, and you can see it's in green caps, and this got changed to red caps. Now, the vast majority of copies were actually in red, and only the first few copies got out were in green. These tended to be given to Baum, and he used some of the presentation copies you see are in this first state binding. The combination of which, so the first state text and the first state binding at all points, is extremely rare, coupled with the condition. And I'm just going to open up the book for you. The book is actually very, very heavy for the binding, and it tends to fall apart and fall out. But I'm just going to open it up for you, and often you'll find it's been repaired and restored, and this copy is not. It's completely unrestored. It has a touch of wear, but really it's rather nice. And withal, a really, really nice example of the true first state of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. If you'd like to see more details about this book and others by Baum, please look at the Peter Harrington website.